everybody, and welcome to our latest little podcast. I'm joined today by Andy Herring, our product manager. I'm sure you're all familiar. We've got some really good news and we wanted to share it. We're very, very shortly going to be updating the IPECS cloud platform with the latest version of software, which is Cloud 7.
Yep.
Cloud 7 is going to be quite a major release, and it touches on a number of different areas of the cloud platform, some underlying features in the product itself, and also IPECS 1 and analytics.
Yep.
And across all of those, a few tweaks and changes around ACD. So, Andy, tell us a little bit more. What are your highlights?
My highlights. Well, I think you've done a good job positioning there. So I've, as usual, got my notes, which align really nicely with what you just said, funny enough. I guess from a platform perspective, it's the two-factor authentication piece. I mean, you remember this from your time in sales, and it's not changed. We get asked so much on a weekly basis from customers, what's happening around, the security on the platform, what's being done to enhance it. So, yeah, the two-factor authentication piece, and then I think within that, bringing the Google sign-in in.
Yeah.
So I think anybody watching this is going to be familiar with the fact we've had the sort of Microsoft piece that's gradually been sort of brought in across all of the platforms and applications, but we're now starting to see Google being brought in because we just deal with more customers who are Google houses and don't use Microsoft. So sign in on Google directory integration as well. So that's kind of like, I guess if you're looking at highlights from the platform perspective, there's lots of little bits and pieces under the skin, but there's sort of headlines. And you mentioned about ACD, and I think for me there's two things I would reference there, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people cheering hopefully in the background when they hear this, but finally multi-client with ACD coming to the platform, which is great news. And then a great feature, I think, considering it's part of an in-skin ACD package, being the callback from queue.
Yeah.
That's being enhanced, and we're now giving callers the ability to provide an alternative number. So it's that really, I won't say high end, but it's kind of quite a complex contact centre look and feel.
It is
for a product that is not a contact centre, but it's kind of in the skin.
And a price point of for an SME customer
100%,
as well.
100%.
And obviously that feature links really nicely into some of the things coming with analytics. So not only are we giving the customer that choice to select the number that they call, so I'm in a queue, I'm trying to speak to somebody, I know I'm going to be waiting for a while, they give me the option to opt out, but I've got to leave home, so I can call me on my mobile and then I'll join the queue. But also the reporting and analytics side, being able to see all of that information so that you can tie together the call that came inbound and who you then dialed back.
And I guess we were at a customer event yesterday, and a lot of people were sort of asking, why is your analytics so good? And I think you just sort of hit the nail on the head there, in so much as because it's end to end and it's built for purpose. We're able to see all of that stuff in the platform. So yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. Cool. So highlights on the cloud platform, touched on a little bit of analytics. Sorry, I jumped the queue a little bit there because I got excited. What else have you got for us?
As usual with our major cloud platform updates, there's always the sort of platform piece, and then you have the IPECS 1 and the analytics piece. So I think for me, if you're looking at IPECS 1, something we've just been talking about is if you look at the way some of the competitor products work in terms of the apps and the user interface, we've got like really good consistency. So whether you're interfacing with the product from a mobile app, a tablet app, which we should point out is a proper tablet app, not just the mobile app that kind of makes
a bigger version.
Yeah, exactly. Or desktop, you're getting that consistent look and feel. And I think one of the things we talked about on this was, ACD is a great example. So, you can log into ACD from your mobile app, from your tablet app, or from desktop. You're getting the same experience.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important because I guess, it's not a new thing, but I think as these products develop, the whole user experience side of it becomes so much more important, and we have to have that front of mind in terms of how do our customers interface with these products.
It's truly addressing the nature of work today, which is properly hybrid. People don't sit in an office all day every day, so whatever drives them or their need is to go and work from another location or from home, having that real choice, but in a familiar look and feel, like you say, which is really, really good.
And I think the other sort of part of what's sort of exciting bit about IPECS 1, it's following on from that, is keeping this user interface, what do they see when they interact with the product, keeping that front of mind. And I think the other thing for me is we've enhanced the look and feel, but the key part of that is this: how do we present the contacts? So we've always had just one way of doing it, and I think this really underlines the fact that we listen to feedback from our partners, but also from their customers to develop the product. And we've been asked for a long time now for, can we not have the contacts displayed in a different way? We're delivering that in this upgrade, so you can now have the contacts tiled, which seems to be the overwhelming feedback from customers. So, it's good because we're delivering what the customers are asking for.
Absolutely, yeah. So, looking forward to that. That's really good.
And then I guess the final part, really, you sort of asked about analytics. So, again, as with a platform, as with IPECS 1, there's a bunch of sort of tiny bits happening under the hood, as the Americans like to say. But headline stuff for me on IPECS 1 is definitely analytics is is wallboard. So we've got a wallboard license coming, something we've been asked for again for a long time. That is another example of customers feeding back what they want. It gets fed back through us. We push it into our XNLG and it gets delivered. And then for individual users, this concept of my stats. So don't have to be a supervisor to be going and looking at all of the stats for everything. As a user, you can now have access to your specific set of stats to view as an agent.
And that includes ACD, all the groups that I'm a member of.
Absolutely,
I can monitor and see that. So taking control of my own destiny a little bit with information at the fingertips about what I've been doing. That's great.
And I think what I would say there is it's a good example of, like, you're talking about hybrid working. If you're in a team and you're in an office and there's a wallboard, you've got all the stats and information there. But again, if you think about if you're a hybrid worker and you're part of a team but you're doing that contact centre piece from home, it's just that sort of view of stats, how's things going for me. You've got access to that, which we've not been able to provide before. So
no, absolutely, lots and lots of really good features. And we're seeing again some more kind of supervisor features, being able to control a little bit more about their agents through that. But
exactly,
really good. So real high level
whirlwind
introduction to what's happening. Lots more involved. And the plan for launch, when is it due to happen?
So at the moment, and there's no reason to believe this won't happen because everything's gone really well, touch wood, up to now, it will be second week in October.
Great.
For the wholesale platform.
We will obviously share more and give people an opportunity to learn more detail. Webinars we're going to plan.
So I think probably, I guess, the sort of week, that sort of 2 week period following the wholesale update, we'll have a date, maybe even 2 sessions put into the diary. Obviously the folks watching this, their account managers will be reaching out to them and doing a bit of training with the teams as well. So
brilliant,
awesome stuff.
Fantastic. So hopefully that's a nice insight for you all of what's coming. Get excited about it. We really are, even though sometimes our faces don't say it. And look forward to sharing more detail with you nearer the time.
Awesome.
Thanks very much,
Thank
Andy.
You.